Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Mann Lake, and today we're going to do a quick update on the South region and touch on some things that may or may not be happening, especially for new beekeepers. This is important, and for beekeepers who have been keeping bees for a few years, just to get a quick refresh of what's happening because it's different from region to region. So this time we're at the back end of March, heading into April. Most of our bees in the south have been bringing in nectar and pollen of some kind since late January and February. So we are a couple of months ahead of northern climates who right now may be looking at their first package pickup in the next week or two into April. So we're further ahead, and that's important. Being further ahead is going to have different issues. We may or may not still be feeding syrup, depending on the size of our colony. If we had just received a nuke, then there's a good chance that we're going to still be feeding those bees to get them to a sustainable size where they can take care of themselves. We may be adding a second box to our hive already, and some of us may already be adding a honey super on our hive much sooner than the majority of people in the north or the northeast might. Now, why is this important? Well, because we're further ahead, and because in the south we're going to have more brood population at this time of year compared to other regions, that also means we're going to have a higher mite population. When you raise brood, you're raising mites. So it's a good idea for beekeepers in the south to do a mite check. Check the mite counts where you're at right now, okay? The weather isn't super hot yet. We still have some opportunities to treat our hives with different medications depending on our mite count. But keep in mind, if we're adding multiple boxes and our bees are growing to this size or bigger, as they turn into April. When you raise bees, you raise mites. There's just no way around it. So do a mite check. A couple things that you could think about if you're in the south would be a treatment like Apigard. Apigard is a thymol-based treatment that can be used in temperatures up to 95 degrees, 98 degrees. You would not want this in your hive if you are collecting honey. But if you are in a spot where you're rolling a higher mite count and the early season honey isn't too much of a priority for you, you could use Apigard. You could also use a product like Apivar right now. Again, you're not going to want to have this product in the hive if you're collecting nectar to make, with the hopes of making honey, consumable honey. But if the food that's being brought into the beehive at this time is really for the beehive and to continue to grow them and maybe split them off into multiple hives, then you have no issue putting in a medication right now. This is important because if we can get ahead of our mite counts now, in April, then we're going to be much more in a much better shape come June. If we're in a better shape come June, we're going to be in a better shape further out into the year as well. So keep in mind, when your bees are moving quick and they're growing mites as well. So if you live in the south and your boxes or your hives are getting taller, you see a lot of activity in that hive, plenty of nectar, plenty of pollen, plenty of eggs. Please remember, check your mite counts now, get a handle on them, know where you're at, make a decision if you need to treat, and if you do, get that treatment in now. You'll be happy you did.